Oh boy, guys. Okay, so we finally got the trailer for the My Little Pony Generation 5 Make Your Mark, premiering exclusively on Netflix. Maybe also some other thing. I guess we don't know yet, but it's going to be on Netflix. It's completely CGI, and honestly, up to this point, I was sort of about that. Now I'm just very, why the fuck are we doing CGI? Why are we doing 3D at this point? As you'll see throughout this trailer, there's definitely a huge drop in quality from the movie that premiered a few months ago. Very low budget looking in certain areas. I think what we're going to see here is very low budgety, very shitty animation for the most part, and then there's going to be like one epic scene near the end, or like one epic scene in every episode that's just actually completely polished or something like that. I feel like that's what we're going to end up seeing with these, with this series and everything like that. But honestly, guys, like I am not that hyped in terms of like the quality of this animation. Story-wise, I think we're gonna get something halfway decent, but here's the trailer. I'm gonna break it down for you guys. But yeah, starting here, we start with this shot of Maritime Bay. This area over here is the town, but it looks like a pile of junk. We have a huge field here with just absolutely nothing. Again, very low budget, as you'll see in another part of the trailer. That just looks extremely empty. Very clearly a budget cut there, or something where they just didn't want to put stuff there to save time, save money, stuff like that. And then, of course, we have the lighthouse here. It's been completely repaired, completely rebuilt, I guess I should say, with the crystal thingy there from all the tribes connected and together, shooting up magic out of the sky, and I guess giving magic to the rest of the world that way. So we start the trailer.
Hey, every pony.
We start the trailer, and we start with Sunny Star Scout talking about who she is. She's eating a pizza. It's very clearly vegan. They're sticking to the vegan thing like they did in Generation 4. They're sticking with vegan here. They also were sticking to the vegan in the Tell Your Tale miniseries on YouTube. They've been sticking to the vegan thing, which is interesting. I'm curious to see if that will change, because for some reason, that's something I'm always keeping my eye out. But yeah,
And I live here
they live in Maritime Bay. Yeah. We get to see all the characters here, including Izzy, who I guess is fallen down or something. Fallen down out of excitement. Maybe she was using her magic or something, and it was on the fritz, so to speak, and it messed up, and she hurt herself or something. I don't know. I feel like maybe because there is a moment in this trailer where she's like seemingly doing something with these flowers to like make them bloom or grow or something like that. Maybe that's what she was doing, and then she accidentally overexerted it or something, and it exploded, and she got covered in leaves and stuff or something. I don't know. But yeah, here's another shot of this. Again, looks like a pile of junk over here on the left, does it not? And then we have this huge field with absolutely nothing in it except whatever the hell that tiny little thing is there. And then we have trees over here. Again, very clearly some kind of budget here. Like, this should not be completely empty. It looks very weird. It looks very bleh. Even if it is just an establishing shot, it just does not look as professional or as finished, with it just being a flat green color here. It just looks very, very, very weird, like a background in a video game or something, like one of those backgrounds that are super far away that you're not meant to be near or have a good look at. That's kind of what this looks like. So they should add some flowers here, add a few trees or something like that. It just looks terrible that way. And there's a lot of things like that you'll see, is where like there's certain areas where there should be more detail, but there just isn't.
A lot has changed around here in the past few months.
The royal family here, love it. Absolutely love Queen Haven here. They're coming by. I'm not sure what she's doing here. She might be here for the festival that they mentioned later in the trailer. I'm not 100% sure yet, but she does have her flying Pomeranian with her. So have fun with that, guys. But yeah, they're talking about how they have magic back again and stuff like that, and it's good and all, but there's a problem. The magic is new to all of them, and they can't seem to control it. But as you'll see here, there's some characters here. Their magic just... It's not so much like they're not controlling their magic here. It's more of like the magic just straight up shuts off right here. So what I think is happening in this case is these two guys, or maybe someone they're talking to on the ground, they're arguing with each other. They're probably fighting. They're probably having this dispute. These two guys might even be bully type characters that are bullying someone on the ground, like, haha, you can't fly and we can, or something like that. Because they definitely look like the popular kids that would totally do that. So maybe that's what's happening here. Not 100% sure, but it seems like instead of Wendigos, we're going to have this magic type deal. So with Wendigos, if the tribes are not united and they're against each other, the Wendigos will appear and create this everlasting winter that just, basically kills everyone. But in this case, it seems like the rule has changed to where if the tribes are not united, magic doesn't work and they just don't get magic. That's definitely what you'll see here going through this trailer. That definitely seems to be what's happening here, because they talk about how they can't seem to control their new magic. But that right there just looked straight up like it just shut off. Like their magic just shut off. Like it wasn't, oh, hey, we can't control our magic. No, it just looks like it shuts off because they just poop right out of the sky. It's not like they just couldn't control it or something. Now we have this case here. This definitely looked like something that she couldn't control. And maybe this is like working towards the Earth Ponies like hating magic or something. We have this shot here of like what looks like cupcakes and smoothies or something like that just look absolutely terrible. The animation there is awful. Like it does not look very good. It just looks bad. We get to meet what seems to be the villain of this story, coming together with a tribe of other Earth Ponies here, a couple of other Earth Ponies, surrounded by what looks like dragon eggs. Ooh, that's interesting. Definitely gonna have some kind of dragon-based story here. Hitch does end up with one, and it does hatch and stuff like that. So we're definitely gonna end up with some kind of dragon-type story here. I'd be very curious to see what happens with that, because there's a lot of stories that could be told that way. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But as you'll see here, this character seems to be forming up some kind of group of Earth Ponies that don't like magic, and they're going to use their forces together to try and stop magic and remove magic, because they seem to be mostly jealous of it, if we're going to be honest with ourselves. We get this beautiful shot here. Well, I guess you could call it beautiful. It's kind of ugly, but it's just a mismatch of different stuff. It looks like it's supposed to be like Canterlot and like the lighthouse itself, and then like Bridalwood or something all next to each other. But it just so many colors next to each other. It just looks like barf to me because of how many colors are next to each other. Again, there's some detail here and there, but like the grass just looks like one flat color. Right? It just looks so strange to me. I don't understand why it looks like that. Again, with like the roof and the walls here, just everything is so flat with no detail, and it just looks cheap that way. And there's a lot of stuff that look like that. I don't like that, but yeah, anyway, let's move on. They talk about how she doesn't like magic, and so they decide they are going to use Maritime Bay Day, which is some kind of, I guess, festival or something. And they're going to use this to show everyone that they should enjoy magic and stuff like that, right? And it looks like it's a lot of fun. We got all kinds of like stands here and stuff like that. People seem to be enjoying their time. I don't know. But as you'll see here, right here in this exact shot, it looks like what's going to happen is during this Maritime Bay Day, I guess we'll just call it Bay Day for short. During Bay Day, they're going to be doing some kind of competitions, right? I think what's going to happen is we're going to have a series of random competitions where Earth Ponies, Pegasi, and Unicorns are all going to compete in them all together, all at the same time, and Earth Ponies are just going to suck. They're just going to lose every single competition to Pegasi and Unicorns because they have magic. They have these cool abilities that Earth Ponies just simply do not have. And what that's going to do is that's going to create even more tension between the tribes, specifically between Earth Ponies and the other two tribes. They're going to hate each other, they're going to fight, and then that's going to create this huge black void thing that appears later in the trailer. This shot is very telling of that. As you clearly can see, there is some Earth Pony child here with a terrible sandcastle looking thing in the background, and then you have a Pegasus here with an epic looking sandcastle. They're being rewarded a trophy for their thing or whatever like that, and obviously people are going to be upset about this because that doesn't seem fair, right? That doesn't seem fair. They have magic. That's not fair.
I love it. What? Come on, we have a festival to plan, and it needs your magic too.
So yeah, they get together and they do like this little montage. I'm not going to necessarily show it here because there's a lot of... But yeah, here's that moment where she's like growing these flowers with her magic or something like that. Very strange. There's a musical montage here. I'm not going to necessarily show this because I don't want to get copyright struck or anything like that. But as you'll see, like there is a couple of things there. And then as you can see, he has this little egg here. Very clearly a thing. Not sure what's going on with that yet, but hey, he's got a little dragon egg there, and that's very interesting. Then we have this shot right here of Sunny seemingly diving down into this black void with a lantern of some kind. I think this is her literally jumping into that weird black void thing that like starts to just randomly appear in Maritime Bay here in a moment, as you'll see. It's very strange. I think that's what's going on. And we get a little bit of shot, like a little bit more of the musical montage. Nothing special here, just basic stuff like that. So here's the moment where things start to break down. A lot of storm clouds are appearing. This thing is shaking. It does not look very good. The magic, they're freaking out about the magic. You see this crystal thing here, and it appears to crack. As you'll notice, it does crack slightly in the Pegasus, but it seems to mostly crack here in the Earth Ponies. And so what I think is happening here, the Earth Ponies have gotten to this point to where they're so angry at the other two tribes that they're fighting against them, and because of that, their own crystal is starting to crack and break because there's so much against them and stuff like that. I feel like the main argument was it may even be against Pegasus, and that's why that one cracked slightly. But because of that, we get this weird, beautiful, honestly, kind of ugly but beautiful kind of like void thing that just appears, and it singles out the Earth Ponies. It targets out specifically the Earth Ponies in the town, and it's very clearly trying to get them as if the crystal is breaking, therefore it's going to just destroy all Earth Ponies or something like that, which is very interesting to me, because that's what it seems to be doing. As you'll see here, this very Sprout-looking character, it kind of looks like Sprout. I don't know why it does, but he kind of does. He's being taken up by this purple void thing, and it just sticks them to the ground. It doesn't, like... That's what's so strange about it. It targets them, and it only hits them, and it only targets them, almost as if, like, it's trying to erase them for trying to erase magic or something. Very strange. Even he's getting caught up in this. He doesn't like it, obviously. She saves one of them, and then they realize they have to work together to save them, and so they do. And you can see that's very, it's like kind of scary. Like, imagine seeing that in real life. That thing would be fucking terrifying. But yeah, it's just like growing, and it's so strange. Like a void will appear? I'm very curious of like what the explanation for that is. Because there's definitely gotta be something more to this than just, oh, the tribes are fighting, therefore giant void consumes them, right? Like that feels strange, right? That feels like a strange thing that would happen. Like it almost looks like it's just erasing their reality because they're not being friends, which is very strange, right? Seems like something about that isn't right to me. So they start helping them, and it repairs the crystal. The crystal explodes in magic, and then they all get their stuff back. They're all saved. The day is saved. We get to see the big day, which is probably that Bay Day thing, and everything. Yeah, keep an eye on this part of the screen here, because this is another moment where I want to talk about the animation. So if I play this here, you'll see Zip flying over here. Very slow and sluggish. Like, see how slow and sluggish that looked? Like, that wasn't slowed down or anything. That just felt really slow and strange. Also, here is a shot of all their, like, their room here, all of their beds next to each other. You can very clearly make out whose is whose. Like, that's Sunny's, that's Izzy's, there's Zip's, there's Pip's, and then Hitch just doesn't live there. And that's why he's not in any of the merch, because he doesn't live with them. He just sleeps at the sheriff's office, I guess. I mean, he does have a mortgage. That was confirmed in the movie, so I guess that's why he doesn't. I guess he just has a house somewhere that he just goes to. I don't know, but yeah. Then we get to see this shot here. The bird's talking to him, and he's like, he understands them. He understands the animals. He finally understands them. So I guess that's like part of the magic coming back, that like he can understand them. I guess like Fluttershy descendant, maybe, question mark. But again, we have the dragon egg here. The animals seem to be taking care of it when he's not able to, which is very lovely. I love it. I enjoy it. But yeah, then the egg actually hatches, and we get this ugly motherfucker. It just looks so ugly. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's the proportions, honestly. Or maybe it's because it's like maybe it's because it's way more detailed than like any of the other characters, because he's got like the scales and the spots and everything like that. Something about this I do not like. To me, this is extremely ugly. I've seen a lot of people like this character. Maybe I'll like it like once we start seeing it more and stuff like that, but like right now, in terms of design, this thing is ugly as fuck, and I don't want it anywhere near me. But yeah, obviously, that all happens. And there's nothing else really special in this trailer. He seems to complete some kind of puzzle for some reason. Who knows? But yeah, another musical montage here, and then we get to see this thing here, which looks terrible, and then we get to see that it's going to premiere on May 26th. So that's the trailer. Those are my thoughts on it. Those are my opinions on it. Those are my theories on it, is that we're going to have this case where these Earth ponies are going to start fighting against them because they're like, oh, well, they don't like the magic is back, so let's show them that magic is cool by beating them at a bunch of different mini games and stuff like that, and rewarding us with trophies. Like, that's going to be basically what happens. And they're going to be like, why the fuck did you think that's going to make us like you more? Like, you just showed off. Like, why do you think, that's definitely what's going to happen. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this trailer. A lot of different stuff to unpack here. And stuff like that. I can't wait for it to come out because I'm very curious of what it's going to be like. Very curious of what's going to go on with this dragon story. It definitely seems to be some kind of side story that's going on. But it does happen more than once, like I showed you at the beginning of the trailer somewhere here. The Earth ponies are like, hey, we're gonna stop the magic, and they're surrounded by dragon eggs. So definitely seems to be some kind of side story. Maybe these three go out looking for the dragon so that they can use them against the Earth pony or the Pegasus and unicorns. No idea what's going on there, but they definitely have some kind of plan with these dragons. But yeah, anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see me talk about Tell Your Tale more, because I've actually been enjoying Tell Your Tale. It's been a 2D thing. I really wish this would be 2D, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think of the trailer and what your thoughts are on this animation and everything else. And yeah, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please do consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and doing all of those wonderful things like that. Because when you do those wonderful things like that, not only to get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become wonderful for yourself. And I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.